Number 5. Duran versus Buchanan. On June 26, 1972, Roberto Duran challenged Ken Buchanan for his WBA lightweight title. Duran, only 21 years old, showed no respect for the champion and clearly dominated him with his brutal attacks for most of the fight. Buchanan, a good boxer with a good jab, simply lacked the firepower to keep the challenger honest and was overwhelmed by the blistering pace. The lopsided affair ended in the 13th round when, just after the bell, Duran hit Buchanan in the private parts. The champ went down in agony. Unable to recover from the blow, the fight was stopped, and Roberto Duran was declared the winner. Number 4. Duran versus Dejesus III. Roberto Duran faced his rival Esteban de Jesus for a third time on January 21, 1978. In their first match, De Jesus beat the champion Duran by a decision in a non-title bout. They would fight again 2 years later, and Duran would stop him to retain his title. Now, in their third fight, both were champions, Roberto holding the WBA version of the title and Esteban the WBC. As the fight progressed, Duran only became stronger. The latter rounds were dominated by him. Then, in the 12th round, lightning struck. The hands of stone knocked his opponent down with a short right hand. He followed up with a savage attack that pinned De Jesus on the ropes. Duran unleashed one last combination that sent De Jesus crashing to the canvas. Number 3. Duran versus Barkley. On February 24, 1989, Roberto Duran challenged Iran Barkley for his WBC middleweight title. This fight took place a full 17 years after Duran's first title and at 25 pounds heavier. To make matters worse, in Duran's last title bid, he was knocked out by Thomas Hearns, and now he was fighting the man that knocked Hearns out. At 6'1", Barkley dwarfed the 5'7" Duran, but he didn't seem any stronger. After a closely contested battle for most of the fight, the champion seemed to fade in the later rounds. Then, in the 11th round, with his eye practically shut, Iran Barkley was hit with a 5-punch combination and was floored. After a close 12th round, the fight went to the scorecards. Roberto Duran was awarded a split decision and won his 4th championship in 4 different weight classes. Number 2. Duran versus Moore. On June 16, 1983, Roberto Duran challenged Davey Moore for his WBA junior middleweight title. The infamous No Mas fight saw the proudest warrior of them all, Roberto Duran, do the unthinkable and quit in his rematch against Sugar Ray Leonard. After some lackluster fights following it, Duran had a good showing against Cuevas, which put him in line for another title shot. Desperately seeking to redeem himself, he was looking at this fight as his chance. Moore, the betting favorite, was bigger and faster than Duran, but was also thoroughly outclassed. Roberto took him to school and, in a master class of brutality, battered him for 8 rounds. The fight was finally stopped, and Duran was champion once again. Number 1. Duran versus Leonard 1. On May 9, 1980, lightweight great Roberto Duran challenged Sugar Ray Leonard for his WBC welterweight title. The fight was set to be the highest grossing in boxing history and between 2 of its biggest stars. Duran, the hands of stone and the most vicious infighter on the planet, against the golden boy of boxing, Sugar Ray Leonard, who was considered the best boxer in the world. Duran, the aggressor, was able to implement his game plan and gave Leonard barely any room to move. Leonard shocked everyone by standing toe-to-toe with Duran and holding his own. Still, this was Duran's style, and he built up an early lead that Leonard's late fight adjustments couldn't overcome. Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard put on an instant classic that saw some of the greatest boxing of all time. Duran, at the height of his powers, on a close but unanimous decision. This fight made the Hands of Stone a worldwide superstar.